Hey everyone, it's Paige, and today I'm here with a review of Dear Martin by Nick Stone. Dear Martin comes out October 17th, so today. I feel like I can't sum up this book totally and completely and do it justice in one video, and that being said, I'm just going to try to do the best that I can because this is a really powerful novel and really heart-wrenching and really important, and it's definitely one of my favorites of the year. I don't want to describe the book too much because I feel like I might inadvertently give away spoilers. There's like 3 different plot lines running through this, I think, and I think there's like more important things to talk about than the plot itself. So if you want to look up the plot, do that on Goodreads, there's a link below. So let's talk about the really important thing in this, and that's that, first of all, this is an incredible novel. What happens in this is that Justice writes letters to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and he just kind of gets his thoughts out on the page, and is like, and you get this really like direct sense into his, you know, inner thoughts and like what he's really thinking through the whole thing and in different situations. So like you get like action, 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 and then like at the end of each chapter before you go into the next one, you get this little letter to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. about how Justice is like trying to go through all these different things of like he wants to be like Martin Luther King Jr., but like he also is like, you know, I'm struggling with my own things and like I don't know who I am. And so I think the most important takeaway for me from this novel is that even if it's hard to speak up, you should. And I don't say that lightly. I think now, especially in our political climate, as like people like to say, there's a lot of people like getting away with stuff that obviously is wrong and like they shouldn't be. So novels like this are really important to come out during this time and like really invoke discussion within communities and across boundaries and just really shed light on, you know, problems that are occurring in America right now. Like not something that happened 20 years ago or 40 years ago. Like these problems are still happening now, and this is something that's very, I think, approachable for teens who can like, if they're starting to think about that or they've been thinking about it their whole lives. I really think like literature is really important for talking about issues and bringing issues to light. Like just recently, as an example, To Kill a Mockingbird was banned from a school's required reading list because it said, I think, a difficult novel to talk about or like it's problematic or something like that. And for me personally, To Kill a Mockingbird was one of the first required reading books that like really showed like another side of the justice system and America and our socioeconomic divides that we have. I mean, I grew up in a community where I was the minority. It never occurred to me that I had this privilege that I wasn't even aware of. And I think To Kill a Mockingbird, I mean, first of all, it's an incredible novel, but also it's one of those novels that stands the test of time. And I think Dear Martin will also stand the test of time and be something maybe one day that's also on a required reading list, I hope, just because this is really overwhelming and amazing and thought-provoking, and it's just, I like can't get the words out because this is just so poignant and beautiful and really gets to the heart of a lot of issues that are going on today. There are a lot of terrible characters in here, not because of the way they're written. Everything is written fabulously, but just in the fact that there's a lot of like rich privileged white kids who think they can get away with doing stuff that's obviously not okay. Like, for example, Justice goes to a Halloween party and his white friends, their suggestion was to dress up as stereotypes. So one of the white kids dressed up as a Klansman, which obviously that is a terrible idea. Like, why would you ever do that? He gets his ass beat, pretty much, rightfully so. There's just characters like that who are just really, really awful. And then there's really awesome, amazing characters. Justice, obviously, number one. He is going through a lot in this, and he grows and develops a lot too. And then there's his friends like SJ, who is a white girl who is amazing. She does really great work for the school and with Justice and like for the community and stuff like that. So she's really amazing too. And then Justice and SJ's teacher, Doc, he is also really incredible. And there was a really amazing moment in here where he and Justice were talking by themselves in Justice's room. Just shakes his head. I just don't get why he puts up with those assholes. He looks up. Oh, sorry. Doc smiles. It's okay. We're in your domain. You were saying. I love that. I love that an adult and like teacher, parental figure, whatever, is saying to a kid who's trying to get out all this frustration, like, we're in your domain, you say whatever you want to say, I will listen. I think that is so beautiful and so important, and that really stuck out for me in this. And I think, like I said, I think nowadays a lot of people don't allow that to happen. Like, a lot of people are like, you're just a kid, like, we don't really care what you have to say. But like, the youth, especially in America, is a huge presence, and we're growing up and growing older, and we have to understand, you know, issues and stuff if we want to be like good voters and good citizens, and not be like the past, you know, not have history repeat itself and be like our ancestors or our parents and like be, you know, racist and closed-minded. And I think they're really great parents and guardians, teachers, counselors, whatever, who are out there right now who are doing great work like that. But I feel like there's not enough, and they're not giving kids enough space to say what they want to say and feel how they want to feel. And again, I feel like books like this are going to open the floodgates for like people being able to talk about their feelings and talk about ways that they feel like they're at a disadvantage, and have changes be made in communities. And it's just, this book is amazing, and everyone should read it. Nick Stone, I think, is she's a debut author, but I can't wait to see what else she's gonna put out, because this was so good. And it's fairly short too. I flew through it. Definitely something that you should buy like now. Like, go buy it right now. I want to put as a disclaimer that I think I'm not really the person to lead this discussion, and I'm not trying to lead the discussion at all. I think there are other people out there who are doing phenomenal work and who know a lot more about, like, you know, how things are like way more terrible than I know about. This might be my own fault just because I see the world, I think, through rose-tinted glasses. A lot of people have told me that. Like, I'm just really shocked when people tell me things, so I'm constantly just in this state of like, what? I just want to say, do the right thing, even if it's difficult. When it's the most difficult, I think it's the most important time to do the right thing. There are a lot of people who have suffered for us to get to where we are today, and we're still trying to make strides in society. We can't do it without people standing up and speaking out. Books like this are really important. Literature is really important. Read this book, talk about this book, tell everyone to read this book, make change, and do good things. Dear Martin, I haven't filmed in a while. I don't know what I'm doing.